Yo, what is up everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. So hope you guys are all having an amazing day today. Apologize for the lack of videos. My grandmother was having some knee replacement surgery and she's a little bit older, so been helping her out the last couple days and just been generally a chaotic week and weekend for me. However, I am back ready to go, getting some new content out for you guys, and I'm coming back on an interesting note. We got some dragon changes coming to the Winter Jewel. I believe that this is the most changed season ever for this game in terms of spells, because they have changed the spells so many freaking times. And I'm very excited about the changes, at least for one of them. So basically, Crisis, this is going to be going into the game tomorrow, February 20th. And by the way, guys, Super Sigil Chess will be coming out this week and the next week because we only have 2 more weeks left in the season. Alrighty, so there has been a lot of feedback on these dragons for sure, and I think that they I think they did good. Alright, I will say they did good, at least from what I've seen. I have not seen the Surt changes, and I have not seen the Hole and Scotty changes. Hole, Holly and Skalty, whatever their face is. So I don't know what theirs is yet, so we're gonna have to see. Verd, and Skoll. Rampage will be replaced with a new spell, Well of Power. Zero Rage. Thank you. The issue was with UVS is that if you had zero rage, you were defenseless. Kind of the same with all warriors, but every single one of his spells was 2 rage. And I mean, for a warrior to have spells that are 2 rage and not really have an easy way to gain rage back, that was a problem. This spell is 0 rage white. Dragon gains 50% increased rage generation and 100% increased breath damage for 3 seconds. Now, 3 seconds might not seem long. However, that is enough to kill a red mage. Upon building destruction, Dragon restores 16% of its modified HP as health, and the spell has a 5-second cooldown. That is awesome. So yeah, like they said, UVS was struggling to kill towers whenever its Rampage spell was on cooldown. So I am definitely excited about this. I think that this will be a lot better than what he had, and he's not going to be as, I think, weak in a sense. I actually just brought mine out of storage, and I'm trying to max him out, so I'm excited about that. Now, this is, of course, where a lot of people are curious. Surt, okay. Healing per tower destroyed. Okay, good. All right. So this is kind of what I was personally hoping for. Here's the deal. Surt, and I think I misspoke in my last video when I said, I wish they nerfed him again. Really, I don't think he should have ever been in the game, okay? And I don't think anyone will disagree necessarily with that. If you're being realistic, you shouldn't have an AoE dragon like this guy. It's just, balance-wise, it destroys the game. And I'm not just saying that because he destroys my base, but and the reality is, a lot of players have been upset about it. However, I don't think that they should change his Mythic, especially after they have already given him out, because people have spent money on him. And that's what I've said for a lot of seasons, and, in this season, it was a little bit different. So what they're going to do is they're going to reduce the amount of healing that this guy gets back. Basically, they're going to reduce his survivability, which is nice. It's not going to remove, his power completely. He will still destroy basically everything. It's not like he's going to not be able to kill off a max kill island anymore. He will still be able to do that. Surt will more than likely still run through my base, no problem whatsoever. However, he is not going to give back 100% of his HP the second that you use Ragnarok. So basically, they're going to remove on-cast healing, previously 15% of Dragon's modified HP, which is awesome. I really like that. On-cast healing for Incinerate, 10% instead of 20%. So basically just reducing the 20%, reducing the percentage of HP that he will gain back. So that's, I really do think that will make a decent change. He will still be good for those who are going to say oh man, I spent this much money on him and then they're going to nerf him. No, this guy is still going to be able to survive a ton, but I don't think he's going to be unstoppable. But he's going to be pretty freaking hard to beat. If you don't have insane, defense gear, and even my base, I don't think I can stop one. So I think that this is kind of a good middle ground. And I think Salty McNulty mentioned that in his video as well. If you haven't checked him out, by the way, search him up on YouTube. Salty McNulty War Dragons, great guy, and gives his opinions. And he mentioned that as well, where they should just be reducing the HP gain back instead of reducing like the Ragnarok, right? Okay, Skoll and Hati. All right. Difficulty curve is to punishing. Maximum potential is quite tiring to use solar volley for maximum damage per second. By changing solar volley's damage per shot reduction percentage, players now have a higher damage per second level with fewer taps. Okay. So the changes was breath damage reduction 60%, previously 70%. Moonshroud 6 seconds instead of 8 seconds. Like, I think the Moonshroud is a nice change. I really don't think that the solar volley change is going to make that much of a difference, to be quite honest with you. Because, like, if you think about it, okay, think about this. Look at how much of a difference spells like, Avix's spell, right? It was a 50% increase in his attack. And see how much of a change that did. It increases attack so much. You're able to, 2-shot buildings when it would usually take 3 shots, right? Which is amazing when you're trying to fly him well. Skoll and Hati is the complete opposite. So you are reducing his damage by over 50%, and it's still over 50%. It's just a huge reduction. And, personally, I don't think he's still worth it. I really wish they would do something different. Honestly, just forget the solar volley idea. Give him something better. And I don't think they're going to do it at this point in the season. We only have 2 weeks left. Like, literally just start working on the next season dragons already. And just say, what's done is done. With this season, at least. Because we're given the opportunity, I guess they are, to give us some decent dragons next season. And if they do that, I think a lot of people will forget about how kind of mediocre, besides Surt, of course, this season was. So, I don't know. We'll have to see how next season goes and if they're going to make any more changes. Now, I want to see, if they're going to change anything else later. Relate to the current balance and discussion with the gameplay faction. Yeah, so they didn't say if they're going to say, like, we're going to change him anymore. It sounds like they won't, because they're saying that they want everyone to make their decisions at the end of the season, full transparency and context, which is kind of not really real, because they have, we've been spinning sigils on dragons that you're changing, and I'm saying that, like, as unbiasedly as I can, because I am excited that UVS is getting a buff, but I know that a lot of people will be disappointed that Surt is being changed after being spent money on it. So, is what it is. I don't know if I'll be getting Surt or not. Probably not at this point. The continual nerfs and me spending money on a different game, kind of like, all right, what's the reason of spending a couple $100s just to get a dragon that, sure, he's overpowered for now, but give it